Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing New Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 on the western side of the map, and then we're going to end with Team 2 on the eastern side. Starting off with Team 1's southwestern player, we have in Rust, it is iBlockBlast playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1400. To his northeast, we have in Light Oak Tan, it is Johnny Jr. also playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1200. In Barbie Pink, it is Zabiva Tell playing as a Seraphim as well. He is a 1600. I don't know how to say the other half of his name, so I'll just say Zab for short. In the middle-ish for Team 1 in the northeast direction, we have Arima playing as a Cybran, breaking the mold. He is a 2100, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall, and he is an Imperial Gray. In Emerald Green to his northwest, it is Eyes No Good. He is a UEF as a 1500. I'll definitely disagree with that name. He definitely is good if he's at least 1500 rating. And to his northeast, we have Nunya Biz. He is an Aeon. He is a 300 in Forest Green. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have an Aeon, a UEF, and a Cybran, and then 3 Seraphim in the south, which means they have all the factions represented on their side of the map. Taking a look at Team 2 side, we'll start with the southern player as well. We have in Chevy Crimson, it is Free MP playing as a Cybran. He is a 1500. In Regal Purple, we have the Seraphim player of Omnihaven. He is a 1600. To his northwest, we have in Ruby Red another Seraphim for Team 2. He is Saint-Pierre. He is an 1800, the highest rated player on Team 2. In Glow in the Dark Green, we have Boxeroo playing as a UEF. He is a 1600. And then to his northwest in Snow White, we already have on his way to the middle, it is Jet Trojan or Le Trojan. I don't know if it's how you pronounce the J in front of his name. Probably Trojan for short. He is a Cybran. He's in Snow White as an 1100. And to his northeast, rounding out Team 2's lineup and the game, we have Alfie123 playing as a UEF. He is a 1600. Lots of 1600s for Team 2. So for their side of the map in terms of faction makeup, they have 2 UEF, 2 Cybran, and 2 Seraphim. No Aeon Tech for Team 2, which means Team 1 has the only Aeon in the game, and that is Nunya Biz on the northern side of their lineup. So for these 12 players on the map, these two teams, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 18,000 mass in reclaim, which makes it 1.5k mass per player. Definitely worth writing home about. Taking a look at the reclaim overall, there's really no one major clumpage to go after. I do see a couple of 500s, a lot of 300s, 200s, a couple of 400s or so. But again, realistically, it is spread very well throughout the map. There's no, one big clump or a couple of small clumps kind of thing. It's all spread out around the map. And taking a look at the mexes, it's kind of a similar situation we have as well. We'll take a look at Team 2 side specifically. They have a quad, and I thought that was a Trimex, but it's not, in the middle. And then we'll say on the southern side, they have a Trimex and another quad mix in the back line with another Trimex in the northeastern corner. Besides that, I mean, there's really not a lot of other mexes as well. There's a couple of one-offs dotted around the map as usual, but there's no other major clumpage, which is going to force players to go for more artificial income, whether that's RAS or fabricated. I will note that all of the players are very well knit together. They're not, very spread out kind of thing, which does have a benefit and a curse. Benefit is they can come together for any sort of invasions that the other team has in store for them. But if that team is able to punch through, we could see multiple bases, for example, be wiped out, maybe 2 or even 3 at a time. So defense in the middle is vital, and we do see that reflected in these players moving around the map. We have 4 of them for Team 2, 4 of them for Team 1, 1 in the north, and then 1 in the south for each team as well. So no advantages one way or the other, but it is going to kick off, I would assume, very, very quickly. Somebody's going to die, I would assume, early, given that there's 8 of the 12 players in the middle of the map. First upgrades are starting gun in the south for iBlockBlast and gun started for Johnny Jr. Both are speed and range upgrades because they are Seraphim. And I will note there are 5 of the 12 players being Seraphim, so lots of Ilshis and lots of Othams and maybe a couple of chickens or two. And we have a large grouping of comms here for Team 2, very close to one another. Good thing is that they can push in quite heavily with that attack force. Downside is if a lot of damage is done to one player, we could see a chain reaction where, let's say this one dies, these two take damage, and then this one dies, and that takes even more damage, and it's kind of just like a chain reaction kind of effect there. T2 started for Eyes No Good. Definitely a smart upgrade to go for, considering he's going at, he's going to face 3 players here shortly. And I will note at 5 minutes, this is what Team 1 can see, so they have no really idea what Team 2 is up to. And Team 2, they have no real update what's on Team 1's side of the map and what they're up to as well. So they're just going off of what they assume the other team is doing. And I will note that there are 5 players in the game that are part of the Ans clan. So I would assume at least those 4 players for Team 2 are in voice chats. So I don't expect that much communication and chat between them at least. And then we do see a couple of others on Team 2. So maybe they're in the voice chat as well. Given 4 of the 6 are, the likelihood that the rest are is pretty high. Not 100%, but pretty high. We do see some forces for Eyes No Good actually hooking around and moving in against Team 2's Alfie, getting some assistance, of course, from Nunya Biz down the more northern middle, which means that position for Team 2 might crack a lot easier for Team 1 than it is, of course, reverse for Team 2. Kind of same situation happening, but except I Block Mass is going this way. No real movement out from Team 2 except for a couple of forces from Omnihaven. First combi-com action will occur between Boxeroo of Team 2 and Eyes No Good of Team 1. Both of them are UEF. Eyes No Good reaches the spot on an upgrade. Bam's inbound to assist Boxeroo's advancement. We do see Team 1 PD built. We do see that Sapio notices that, going after the engineers immediately. And Eyes No Good still going after the comm. Again, Eyes No Good does have 2,000 additional hit points coming his way. And now we see movement out from the other 2 players in the north from Team 2. That is a very bad arrow. And we have counter movement outbound from Team 1 in the south. So possible trades will go down if Team 2's Omnihaven's not careful. We do see Boxeroo drops into the yellow. Same thing about Eyes No Good. But again, he's going to get 2,000 additional hit points back. There he goes. He's up to 8,000 now, reclaiming those units. And he actually reclaims faster than he's damaging them. But Sapio is now here. And like I said, things are going to kick off given that, 66% of the players are in the middle of the map. We have T2 gunships already online for Johnny Jr. And they're going to go after, I would assume, Boxeroo. He does have to be careful not to fly in close to the comm of Eyes No Good just in case. Sapio subs out for Boxeroo, and Trojan is nearby as well. This is not good for Team 2's comms here. Again, Boxeroo will probably not make it home. He's dropping below 2,500. Yep, he is not going to survive this, and there he goes. He's going to kill off all of the gunships in that explosion. Nice kill here for Team 1. Drops to the 6v5, and Eyes No Good is able to fall back with Sapio retreating as well. We do see a large advancement of units inbound from Nunya Biz. It looks like a little bit of distraction helped him get a lot of forces. He does need to stack them up a little bit more. He's sending them, just kind of one after the other after the other. He needs to send them more in waves. We see reinforcements inbound from Trojan, actually sending them northeast and not handing them further west. Sapio being shot at by a gunship. He should be fine, though. It's only 1 T2, and he has some interceptors as well as some AA nearby. He will take some damage. He might drop into the yellow, but nothing too crazy. And then we have Zab pulling back to assist with the defense on that more northern side of the middle. We do see that Team 1's Johnny Jr. continues forward with that gun upgrade. Gun started for Omnihaven. Nano repair started for Arima. He already has gun and stealth online. And it looks like that momentum for Team 1 in the north is slowly dying due to the assistance from Trojan. So with the death of Team 2's... Wait, we saw... What? Oh, okay. So just because a player is dead in this game does not mean it's actually 6v5. This game is playing on a modified rule, so even if you die, you can still play in the game. Boxeroo is still alive. I was like, wait, that base should be transferred over, but it's not. He just loses his comm. If all of the players die, then that's it. That's game over for that team. So that is something to note in the win conditions for the game. I thought it was a more traditional game, but it is not. But it is a nice variety to have in FAF, of course. Johnny Jr. being shot at by Omnihaven. Looks like Team 1 does not have visual contact. Shots are being transferred between the two comms now, but again, Johnny Jr. operating on a deficit of hit points. He's at only 8,000 now, and Omni's at 10,000. Does have to be careful because he could close the gap pretty quickly, especially with those rhinos inbound. They go after the comm. It could be a murder-suicide situation. Again, it's still technically a 6v5. Again, I'll probably keep track of it that way, but Boxeroo is still in the game, so we'll make a note of that just occasionally as players die and whatnot. To the north, we have Nunya Biz moving forward, back and forth. No upgrades. Probably should fall back and go for at least either a speed or a range or even both, just to be able to deal with the Team 1 and soon-to-be T2 units faster. He is working on his first vacancy, so that's nice to get earlier than later, of course. Speed started and range started for Sapier's comm. Similar things happening against his position, but that gun will finish, I would assume. And now with Team 1's forces augmented by Arima, Johnny Jr. can be very, very happy about that. Interceptors being not really useful there, but looks like Zab is focused on other things. T2 air facility is done, going for T3, and looks like that's the only one. Looks like a couple of forces were inbound and killed off a couple of facilities here for Nunya, so that's going to really hurt his eco a little bit. He's only producing 13. Definitely needs to upgrade, actually rebuild those mexes and upgrade them to T2 sooner rather than later. He is being very aggressive, though. He's very, very, very far forward. I will note that he is about the same line advancement as not only iBlock Mass in the south, but also Johnny Jr., who's dropped below 2,500 hit points. This could be a murder-suicide situation. Omnihaven will drop below 2,500, and Johnny Jr. is going to take the kill here, and Arima's going to take a ton of splash damage from both of those commanders, and Free MP takes some damage from that as well. And that'll be now a 5v4 for comms remaining. Again, just to keep track of what is going on with the player count with the comms that way. Free MP getting some T2 PD online now. And Arima still pushing it again. He has stealth on board. This is what Team 2 can see. They can see the comm for now. And PD will be denied. Overcharge kills off half the hit points on that Cerberus PD. And another overcharge should kill off the remaining, if not just the gun on board the comm. Another T2, Team 1 about to finish another T2 back there. Arima is pushing heavily. And in the north, we have Team 1's Nunya being surrounded by Trojan's forces, as well as forces from Alfie, so he's not making it out of there. So Team 2 will score a counter kill there, dropping this game now to a 4v4. Again, players are still in the game. I keep making that a note, but that's just how it is going right now. We do see in the south T2 gunships still going after Free MP's comm. These gunships have done very, very well. For Johnny Jr., they've netted him essentially 2 kills, or at least 1 confirmed kill and an assist as well. Gunships are going to be wiped up by ASFs from Team 2's Boxeroo. So he has T3, so does Team 1. And I would assume T3 may be on the short list for Team 1's John Jr. here shortly. Shots inbound, soon to be between Eyes No Good and Sapier. Sapier being pushed back by T2 PD, though, so that combi-com action will not happen. In the south, Free MP still being pushed back by Team 1. We have missiles inbound. That Viper is going to be targeted by the PD and be wiped out. TMD is going to be eliminated. Overcharge goes after the PD emplacement. And now it's still Arima and Free MP. We have forces now inbound from Omnihaven to assist. And as a reminder, his comm is dead, but he's still in the game. We have iBlock Mass pretty much unopposed down here in the south because Free MP is tied up doing all the everything up here. So Team 1's iBlock Mass is taking full advantage. Love to see that. He walled off the south. He got some other mexes and said, I'll just stick with that, not be too greedy. So nice grab there. Team 2 getting a little bit more resurgence in the north. And we do see that TAC missile has been started on Alfie's comm, which suggests, of course, going for T2 first and then TAC missile. But hey, who am I to judge? I'm just the caster. Free MP dropping into the red, sub 2,500 hit points now. And T3 gunship is inbound. So it's either Arima chases him down or he lets him get away. T2 Pigeon about to be eliminated. Not even completed here for him. That's really going to set back his power consumption, but his power income. He's sitting at about 700, so it will drop him to about even. And the gunships have been eliminated. Team 2's ASFs come in to wipe out Team 1's ASFs. And now we still have Omnihaven's Ilshi still going after the comm. Comm getting a lot of efficiency. He's already at 4 stars, 14 minutes. No missile on board or anything like that, like we see later in the games where comms get up to 50, 75, 100,000 mass killed kind of thing. Gun done here for Eyes No Good, so he has T2 and gun on board. T2 is done for Alfie, so we went the opposite way. I feel like T2 should be first and then missile, but that's just my 2 cents on that front. Doing a lot of pushback, though, in the middle. This is going to be more of the weaker front, given the fact that that 300 is there just in terms of rank imbalance. But Team 1 does have the highest rated player at 2,100. And I will note it's not a perfectly even game, with Team 2 having a little bit of an advantage in that rating. But there are, of course, not the worst. That's not the worst thing. Rating is more of a guideline than actual rules kind of thing. It just helps kind of roughly set things, because a 2100 could have a really good game or a really bad game, or a 300 could have a really bad game or a really good game. So it just depends on the day. There's a lot of factors that go into it, especially if players are playing at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning because they're crazy. And I don't understand how your brain can work. I don't understand how most players at pro rating and above just process all of the everything happening all at once. It's hard for me, who's not playing, trying to consume and understand and not dictate, but figure out what the heck's going on all the time. But the fact that players can do that at normal speed is insane to me. Stealth started for free MP. He does have gun on board. He's in the yellow. That'll get him back up to more closer into the green. But now we have Arima going to move in and try to cut off Sapir, or at least force him back. Sapir, if he's paying attention, will know that the comm is there if he has been pinged. Team 2 can't see him for now until he moves off vision, and then they have to get an Omni sensor nearby to be able to see him. Gunships again going after somebody for Team 2. Sapir just being bombarded by gunships. We have 4 players being shot by those things. ASF's inbound again to wipe them out. But again, that does even the playing field a little bit and give Eyes No Good a little bit of advantage. Arima pushes in again, and he's going to, again, move more further north. Gunship inbound. Team 2 can play that game, going after Boxer-Roo. Again, he was the one that was in trouble initially, and now he's looking in trouble again. ASFs are inbound. They're going to go after the gunship. Team 2 knows it, and the gunship not dead just yet. Arima, looks like he's going to be shot up by the gunship now. He should have some flak nearby, which he does. They're currently shooting at said broadsword, but now we have Arima coming in from behind this little bit of a mound there, and that is he going to go for it? Looks like he might be going for it. It's 3-star vet versus 4-star vet and nano, so 102 versus 28 hit points in second regen, 3,100 in climbing, but lowering. And Arima's still at 14,000. He'll probably drop to about 10 by the time the fight is over. But that will be another win for Team 1. Technically dropping this game to a 4v3 in terms of comm left alive. And there he goes. Arima does drop, actually going to 1,400 almost. Didn't drop as far as I thought he would. That's another kill for Team 1. Again, we have 2 commanders here. We have 1 in his base, that being Zab, and then 1 on the front line in the south. Team 2 has free MP here. We have 1 in the water for Trojan, and then 1 in the north for Alfie. And again, everybody is still in the game by the looks of it. Nobody has decided to leave and gift their stuff over. So everybody is still in it regardless if their comm is dead or not. We have some Titans inbound to stop this inbound push of pillars from Alfie. Alfie has essentially cornered the northern market. Looks like he ignored this base up here to the north just to avoid all the PD emplacements. It looks like, there's PD emplacements there? There are some PD emplacements there. And he went straight across the middle, at least the middle of the north. Again, like I said, this would be the weaker side for Team 1, just naturally given the rating disparities. Nano Repair started on board free MP to the east. He's going to get those hit points back up to full. He's already in the green. And Arima definitely needs to be careful. We have Corsairs inbound, Snipers inbound, Ilshi's inbound. Not looking too hot. He is at 5-star vet, 12.6k mass, and at 20,000 hit points. And Snipers are raining in on the comm. Overcharge, wipe out a little bit of the charge on board that Team 3 mobile shielding. But he's out, not necessarily in the open, but he does have a lot of ground support. And the flak is coming in to save him at least a little bit. Looks like the Corsair will make it out of there. Snipe mexes, not the comm, says Boxer-Roo, too much health and regen. Well, again, you say that, but if you wipe out all the comms on one team, you win anyway. So there's that. 19 minutes on the clock. Team 1 at essentially the same amount of mass as Team 2. 720 something, 710 something. And map control in favor for Team 1 in the south, in favor for Team 2 in the north, and in favor for Team 1 in the middle. So I'd say Team 1 has the advantage, but there's a large section of that north that has been either taken over or denied. There will be a lot of rebuilding for Team 1 or fighting back. We have some Percys and Titans inbound. Percys, of course, very, very good at one-shotting a lot of units, but again, they can be overwhelmed quite easily. That's why having Titans is nice, because they can kind of make up for the Percy's not failings, but lack of rapid fireness. A couple of Corsairs going after a nice little E-storage there. They're wiped out. And one E-storage isn't the end of the world, to be fair, especially with Ice No Good. Oh, he is on the front line. Never mind. They lose a little bit of overcharge to that, of course, just due to the fact that he loses E-storage. Air grid getting expanded upon here for Boxeroo. T3 land. T3 land, T3 land. It looks like it's all land for Team 2 besides him. And again, we have T2 air and T3 air. Air grid getting expanded upon as well for Team 1. So air is relatively the same in terms of facilities. Let's take a look at the count. It's 33 versus Team 2's 20. So in favor for Team 1, but again, by about a squadron, which might come down to just the turns. And it is UEF versus Seraphim in the air. So take that as you will. Cyberns are, I've seen games notorious for, even if they have 200 more ASFs than the opponent, they get sometimes creamed. Again, a lot of it depends on how tight the turn is. You know, a lot of other factors go into it. So I guess turns, if the units are already damaged, of course, if they're low on fuel, all those sorts of things add up. But the Cybern ASFs are, what I've seen, are the worst of the four. Lots of Titans here for Team 1. Again, there's mainly T2 units. Don't see a lot of T3s yet. So definitely the better unit to use. They're faster, and they just shoot a lot more shots per second than the Percys do. But again, the Percys, you want to target the big, chonky units, the experimentals, the other T3 units, that sort of thing. We have a group of units down in the south. It looks like Team 1 taking a page out of Team 2, wiping on a large section of the southeast. Othams moving into intercept. There's more Ilshis here, but there's more Othams and more shielding, so that will favor. If all the Ilshis were in range and looking underneath the shielding, which the shielding, oh, it almost walks right into range. That's not a good idea. Actually, Team 1 would have the advantage. But again, every shot that goes into the shield, that goes into the unit, is not going into the Othams, and is a longer amount of time that those Othams are online. Looks like Othams are moving in to maybe try to reinforce the Ilshis if they get there in time, but they will avenge them at a bare minimum. Arima's still on the front line. Definitely has to be careful because he can get sniped, but again, even if he is sniped, he's not out of the game yet. And just to make a note, at 22 minutes, if the players who were killed were no longer in the game, again, it'd be 4-3, so we'd have at least 2 players, if not 1 player on Team 1 with triple base, and possibly 1 player on Team 2 with quad base, which is a lot of eco. But the eco staying relatively distributed. Team 1 is pulling away in terms of totals at 1.1 to about 1,000. Attack missile started on I-block mass. He can't go for Nuke because he's not UEF. He is Seraphim. But again, he can cause some havoc with the regular missile nonetheless. And Arima's still pushing in. Again, he's in the yellow. Needs to be careful, but he's 108 hit points a second region. There's a couple of sniper bots targeting him specifically, so definitely needs to watch out. Must have got a bomber, had some fun, and dropped a couple of shells before it was destroyed. A RAS being built on board Zabscom. I said a RAS, I should say. He's going to get a huge boost in eco for his comm. That's going to be nice for him. We have, are those T3? Yeah, those are T3 mobile artillery, some demolishers going after what the units were going to go into, and then they stop prematurely so that leading of the shot doesn't really work, or at least they were just missed in general. Could be another assumption, and those units are falling back. Hoplites and rhinos and the whatnot. Fat Boy is done for Team 2 in the north. For Alfie, Team 1, do you have an experimental? Yes, it's online here for Team 1's I-block mass as I run through the list of players. So again, Fat Boy in the north, Chicken in the south. And that is that is what's trending for Team 1 and Team 2. Team 1 is strong in the south. Team 2 is strong in the north. We'll only see this kind of counterclockwise maybe trading going down. And again, it's going to come down to, can Team 1 hold the north and can Team 2 hold the south? Because that attack continues to move. And there's, again, 1 base, 2 base, 3 bases, 4. And then same thing on the western side. So players need to be careful of those sides because these players are so essentially boxed in. It is a gift and a curse. And right now it's a gift because they can match and outmatch Team 1's advancements by just pooling, there we go, all of their resources to go after him. But again, that does leave the flanks open to attack. Specifically the south. The north is better in terms of defenses and whatnot. Arima's still in the yellow, but again, 108 is a lot to have per second. Team 2's free MP's at 84, 1-star vet, and at full HP. So still, Arima a little bit behind in terms of hit point count currently, but he will surpass him shortly. In terms of air, Team 3 air is done for Johnny Jr., so second air player possible for Team 1. And Team 2 still the one. Yeah, it looks like still the one. Not even another T2. No, there has to be another T2. We saw Corsairs. There it is. For Team 2's Trojan. We do see Fatboy half done here for Alpha. He's also hanging in the same pond as Trojan. Fatboy pushing in to assist the forces on the ground, as well as some Percy's being lifted to reinforce that position faster. Love the use of transports because it gets units to whatever part of the map. And you can have nice little drops and, you know, units coming in from behind and whatnot. Not a lot of action here from Nunya, but I guess that's none of my business. Hey, there's the joke. And you knew it was going to happen at some point. But at 25 minutes on the clock, Team 1, 1.3, Team 2, 1.2. So that is in favor for Team 1, but just barely. Map control, again, does favor Team 1, but that can change on a dime. And players that have comms remaining, it is 4-3, so in favor of Team 1. So let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't, because why not at this point, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And Arima spreading his forces out, trying to fight back two armies at the same time. Not really going to be the best situation, of course, but if he does retreat, which it looks like he does, it's going to give him a little bit more time to get back to safer territory. It looks like he's asking for some mass from Nunya. And I don't see any other experimentals yet here for Team 1. Looks like possible artillery emplacement going to be built there. Maybe Nuke, maybe both. Who knows? We have a secondary base back here. Looks like air facilities and some mass fabs to scale the eco a little bit. Fatboy being started here for Eyes No Good. Nothing really happening here for Nunya. Again, it's none of my business. We have Titans still rampaging the countryside to the north. We have Percy's inbound to deal with that. They will deal with that. Maybe. Oh, looks like these Titans, a lot of damage being thrown into a rock and not into the actual T3 mechs. That is unfortunate. It will be killed off eventually, but will be killed off faster. And these Titans kind of moved in that way. It looks like they have noticed that they're just standing there not doing much. And those Percy's will eliminate most of them very quickly. Chicken charges into the main base here for Team 2's free MP. He will lose his T3 land headquarters. He might lose his P-Gen, but a counter Chicken is online. And as is noted by the nice little lightning bolt, I have added or reinstalled the mod, the Calibers experimental mod, so it changes some of the icons, at least the not the details, but the labeling of the icons. The GC turns into just a C, which I'm kind of sad about because I do like the GC, but I do get it. Again, the G is a little bit bigger. You can see it better. The only land experimentals that don't have letters are the Monkey Lord, which is in the shape of the actual unit, and then the Fat Boy, which is just, well, it's a Fat Boy. So, you know, it'd be better for his ice cream sandwich, but you know that's probably never gonna happen. Autumn's gathering up. The Monkey Lord will wipe out some of them, but the Autumns will win that fight. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. We do have a Megalith online for Team 1's Arima. I'm not really getting any experimental notification. Oh, okay. And I literally say something, and I haven't been paying attention the entire game because it literally just happened. I caster cursed myself there. So there you go. Another experimental done for free MP. It's immediately transferred over, so it's not another one. It's just a new one for him. Chicken is going to try to hug that crab, but the crab is like, nah, you got cooties, nah. And Chicken's going to get close, but bricks come in to really drive that point home. There's a wall of brick share. At some point, I'll put the poll on the channel. I don't have as many names as I would like yet for all the different groups of units, excluding bricks, because, again, wall of bricks is just, it's too good. It's just, it's like right there in your face. They're bricks. You make a wall out of bricks, or you can make a wall out of bricks, so it's just too easy, and it's too perfect. But Percy's, Autumns, and Harbingers, and even Loyalists and Titans and any other group of unit, you know, can be put up for the naming of the group. You know, ensemble, mob, tower, order. What's another one? Not a murder of crows. That I don't think that really works. Yeah, just a lot of names. Beverly or Brevi. I think it was Brevi was one of the ones that I found. Lots of mass being transferred and energy being transferred over to different players. Eyes no good. Still sitting in his base. He has another Fat Boy online. He's going to get a second one here shortly. Zapier finishes another experimental. It is a Euthotha. Lots of Euthothas. We do see an Omni here, and there is an Omni here. Love the backups just in case. Another Euthotha. Now switching over to Fat Boy firepower. Needs more Pigeons before he fully commits to that. And Team 1 still holding the middle. Ion Storm is done. I would assume engineers are on their way. Lots of Ilshis online for Johnny Jr. And he is going to go for artillery piece, so that's why he's not building as many units. Going for SMD as well, getting another shield emplacement. Love the dual shielding. And the RT3s, I love to see that extra protection here for that SMD. I would like to see at least one more. Oh, never mind, there's one right there. And I'd love to see at least one more in either one of Arima or Eyes No Good's bases. Probably Eyes No Good because of the air grid. Back here, secondary base coming online. Pigeons and Mats Fab with a couple of air facilities just in case. Most likely spy planes. It would be a nice base for just getting spy planes. Just constantly out. I do nothing, says Zab. I don't know. The air power is getting pretty strong here for Team 1 as well. Ooh, Megawith might be killed off by the lightning storm. Maybe. That is the same one that killed off the first one. Another chicken inbound here from Team 2. That mountain there is kind of annoying. Look at all those shots going into the mountain and not the chicken. So that's a couple thousand damage at a minimum that chicken avoids. Chicken's now in range of the crab. And it's actually not going to back it up into that ion storm, but it will do a good job of backing it up nonetheless. Team 1 bombers really sealing in the fate. Ilshi's just coming in full force. Need to push a little bit closer, but with more experimentals coming on the line here for Team 2, that front line is no longer Team 1's. Southern side, nothing really too crazy happening. Microwitz surrounded by forces. Nice couple of sniper bots protecting it as well, but that's probably going to sit there for a little bit. Air power. Oh, Team 2 might have the numbers. We're sitting on 183 for Team 2, and Zab is sitting at 207. So we're staying at about a squadron or so ahead. Again, that's not a crazy number to be ahead. It really is not. That's one good turn. You know, that's one Billy nuke that, you know, scrapes a couple of those ASFs. Like, it's really not a huge difference. Megawith, and like I keep saying that, Monkey Lord is being reclaimed because they know it's not going to finish in time. So lovely APM used there for Arima. And this is what I was talking about earlier in the game, is that if a force is able to crack the defenses of Team 1, I mean, this base is vulnerable, this base is vulnerable, this base is vulnerable. And there's a lot of time, so Team 1 has time to respond to this, but not looking good. Arima asking for help. Nice, says Free MP, talking about what's going on. Obvious alien is obvious. That is obvious because the alien is obvious, but, you know, sometimes it's not. Airfight in the north between Team 1 and Team 2. And it looks like the airfight will go Team 1's way. It looks like the turns were with Team 1 to a considerable degree. There's a tiny bit of AA, but not by much. Janus lighting the shield on fire for the Fat Boy, but Fat Boy's not going to live much longer just due to all of that Janus fire, literally and figuratively. Zab now sitting at 108. Wow. That's really good turns for Team 1. Team 1 had 207, roughly, when I did the count. They dropped to 170. Team 2 had 180. That's a huge win for Team 1, which means they have air supremacy close to we have air for Team 1. But it's getting there. It's just close. Notha's inbound. There are some lightning tanks nearby. SMD would be a good target. Everything transferred over to Arima from Johnny Jr., it looks like, so he might have had to dip. No, his comm was killed off yet, so he's out of the game. I think he can come back, though. I don't think he's out unless he actually leaves. So if he's just, you know, hanging out in chat kind of thing, that's not too bad. But if he does leave, he can't come back. From what I understand, maybe he can come back. I don't know. PD being built, but I don't know. The artillery project will be ignored and reclaimed in favor of a chicken project. And this chicken is almost dead, so that might be enough to kill off one of them. This one's on 4-star vet, though. So it's almost 1.5 chickens. Fat Boy is half done. This is not looking good for Team 1. This might be the break the Team 2 needed to push on through one of the other two vectors. Fat Boy's pushing back on Team 1's northern side. Satellite online for Alfie. That's going to change the game a little bit more. Longer range tech will definitely drive Team 1 to more possibly not desperate tactics, but just other tactics. SMD is going to go down. Air Grid's going to go down. That's not good. Where's the T3 air headquarters? It's right there. That's going to go down. So air denial for Team 1. Love to see it, especially in Team 2's favor, where the air is in Team 1's favor, so they can try to catch up as fast as possible. Another PGen's about to go down. Mansfab's about to go down. Lots of engineers are going to go down, and that will be a dead chicken. The other chicken went north. Looks like it stopped the Fat Boys production, but that's about it. So one base is essentially destroyed entirely. Another base is singed. Nothing too bad, but we have the satellite has been spotted by Team 1, so they're aware of it. And in the backline, T3 air being rebuilt as we speak. Nuke is online and is almost loaded. I like how there's just a tree still there, because why not? Then next to that Nuke, and it's going to launch immediately. It's going to go for a free MP's base, which there's no SMD coverage there. And somebody did in the comments of, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, video about mod to get the rings. You can see them a lot easier, so I will play with that at some point. I just forgot to do it for this video. It was just a reminder to myself. Nuke is online. There it is. It's fired. First nuke of the game, outbound from Team 1. Second nuke is vulnerable. Shield comes online at a very crucial moment, because that PGen was about to go down and blow up that nuke, and that would have been not good day for Arima. He lost his main base, but he got a base, you know, essentially not for free, but it was gifted over to him from Johnny. We had air fight to the north. Looks like some Janus had a disagreement with some Wasps about which one is better. The ASF from Team 1 pulled back. Oh, and here comes the nuke. Kaboom! Wipes out the remaining base here for Free MP. A monkey gets out of there. Free MP's base is gone, which means he's not out of the game, but for all intents and purposes, he has a couple of units, but not too much. Fat Boy moving into the south for Omnihaven. There is a chicken here. It's not obvious. And iBlock Mass is going for more shielding to protect that base for now, as that chicken, not chicken, but that Monkey Lord. Oh, I can't talk. That Fat Boy is coming crashing in. Megwith and chicken in the middle. Two Fat Boys moving in on the northern side. Is there a lot of AA? Oh, there's some AA, and they're building AA, it looks like, all the time, so love to see it. Would like to see a little bit of flak mixed in with those Cougars. We have transports dropping off engineers for missile launchers. Maybe they're going to try to attack missile some of those Fat Boys if they can hit the moving target. We have a... Oh, yeah, and they changed it to an N. Yeah, I don't like that they changed the Novax to an N. I like the old symbol of the whatever, like the trapezoid looking thing. I know it makes it, you know, the same, that it's labeled instead of, you know, just a symbol, but it made it different. It made it unique, because the Novax is unique. But they did keep the satellite symbol, so that at least I appreciate. But I did like the old land icon. Kind of sad about that they changed it. I made a comment about that a couple days ago, but just reiterating it now. Bring it back. Bring back the old icon. I like it better than just the N. But anyways. In the south, a couple of bombers going after a chicken for Team 1's Alfie. Looks like the chicken's going to get close-ish to the Monkey Lord. Monkey Lord is going to move. Is that the... No, it's not the same chicken. They did kill off the Fat Boy, so nice counter there. And that chicken's going to run on through for Team 1. Looks like the chicken and monkey are moving in to intercept. Free MP is backing up. Again, Team 2 at 3 comms left. Team 1 at 4. Teleporter started for Arima, and his nuke is loaded. He's going for artillery now. Probably should rebuild that PGen just in case. Nuke is almost loaded again. Killed off 40,000 mass in its first launch. And I would assume an SMD is built somewhere. There is one there. It's not. Ooh, it's not loaded. Is there another SMD? Yes, there is. It's 2 loaded. And guess where that chicken is going? And guess what's intercepting said chicken? And that chicken might... if it gets that one, it's not going to matter. That one's the one that matters. It might not make it. There's a lot of damage going to that chicken. But the chicken doesn't care. It's like, nope, you're going for the base. I'm doing base damage. The chicken will stop in its movement. Oh, it's unfortunate. It wouldn't have done much damage after that anyways, to be fair. But Should have kept it moving just a little while longer. Absolver is online for Team 1's None My Business. And again, Absolvers aren't good against anything except shielding, but it is nice to see them nonetheless a unique unit to the Aeons. Nuke is outbound from Team 1's I block mass once again, and it is headed for this base for Team 2's Omni Haven, which there is an Omni there, and it is a Haven for it for now. SMD might actually... No, it's a little bit too further south. So it's going to click it. Omni Haven pinging the Monkey Lord. Maybe he wants control of it or something. But this base here for free MP will slowly be rebuilt, but it won't be denied, at least right now, because there's nothing there. Because it's all gone. SMD will not grab it, and that'll be a base almost entire kill there. T3 land headquarters will go down. Kaboom! Grabs 1, 2, 3, 4 T3 mexes, as well as that T3 land headquarters. So nice grab there. Second nuke yields 84,000, so staying about consistent, about 40k. Give me Artie, says Arima. Oh, looks like it actually is going to go to Johnny Jr. Looks like it's not going to transfer over. I don't think you can transfer it over until it is completed, maybe? When I build it, says Arima. Yeah, so it looks like you can't give it over unless it's done. I guess kind of makes sense. Ooh, shields are down. That's not good. Ooh, he needs more P-gens, and he's building P-gens, but not looking good power-wise. Oh, he has power, so they're just not... Oh, there they go. Okay, I was like, that's kind of weird that they have power and they're not actually on. I got you, says Johnny. There it is. Transfer of control. First T3 artillery emplacement is done for Team 1. And there's a nice-looking cascadable air grid that might be a nice little option for Team 1 to go after. We will give you... we will give no you... What? No... What? Oh, I'm so confused. Okay. We will give no... I have no idea. Nuking, says Arima... Not Arima, but Alfie talking about this. Looks like he's nuking something. Yep, he's nuking that position. Nuke is done, loaded, and is opening and firing. He's very excited about it. He's going to wipe out this group. He's just saying, hey, I'm going to nuke this to kill off another frontline base, just so there's no damage being done to it. And that way Team 2 can push in without any issue. And it does look like the base is re-shielded. Love to see that. And again, Omni Haven's base being down means that Team 2 drops to 1.2k mass income. Team 1 at 1.5. That lead is still favoring Team 1. Total mass accrued, it's about 250,000 roughly in Team 1's favor. But again, Team 2 will catch up at least a turn. Smidgen in that regard due to this base going down. Kaboom. Nuke plus Novax equals OP. Is that what he's saying? Or it's just saying that there's a nuke and a Novax there? Anything and Novax is just really good. Look, a second one's going to be built, and then a third one right after that. I don't like the placement of the P-gens next to them, though. I say that every time. Don't like it. See, this is adjacency. This is good. This is not, because it doesn't exist. Don't like it, but I get it. Engineers moving, shield coverage, I get it. But still, I don't like it. It looks like the artillery is not targeting the air grid. It's targeting just west of that. Looks like that's a good target to go after as well, because why target the base when you can target the nuke, and then the nuke could kill everything else off? That's a good idea. Arima does have that nuke loaded. He's almost loaded on his second one as well, and that is his focus. So lovely job there. Thinking a little bit, a couple of steps ahead, more than just the one that I think of half the time. And Nuke is inbound once again from Team 1's I block mass. That's number 3 for him. He's just going to go for it just in case. At least he's going to deplete the SMD at least a little bit at a bare minimum. At this point, might as well just target the base and wipe out some of the power. That will help constrain Team 2's ability to at least provide shielding for that position. And then after that, they can go for it. Because 16,000 power, that's 25,000 power per, that's what, 6? T3 P-gens, 7 T3 P-gens, if you count a little bit of overflow kind of thing. So, again, there's at least 7 there that are uncovered at a minimum. So you might as well target that. And again, Cascade, and it wipes out air facilities. It does a little bit more than just the damage to the power grid. Advancement in the north. What happened to Team 1's FAF Boys? Did they lose them? I don't know. Maybe. Artillery almost done for Eyes No Good. Guess where that one's going to be going here shortly. It looks like he's producing a nuke as well. So almost everyone on Team 1's getting a nuke. We have 3 chickens down here for defense versus 2 chickens in the megalith. That'll be, actually there's 4 chickens. Never mind. T3 shielding being built to cover the chickens. Lovely use there. Gets a little bit more use out of the chickens if they're underneath shield coverage. Nuke is not loaded, getting, okay. So you're like, well, I have a nuke here. I fired 3 of them now. I might as well go for the super nuke and be done with it. The YOLO has made an appearance first game ender that I have noticed. Is Team 2 going after it? Or is Team 2 going after any experimental game ender nonsense? I mean, enough Novaks is technically count as a game ender. Technically, anything of any large quantity might count as a game ender. And in the north, we have tons of loyalists moving in, going after a bunch of units here. And this is going to be the end of the army here for None My Business. And in the north, can't risk air yet. Sorry, he's baiting. And that is what he's doing. He has strap bombers in the back. And again, he's just using them to bait for the ASS for Team 1. Team 1 actually might still have the lead. We have 300, and Team 2's Boxeroos at... Oh, no, he actually is in the lead. So not going for the air grid. Ooh, that might hurt Team 1. Ion Storm is activated. Team 1 just eviscerates that thing. Again, that shield and all the chickens. Yeah, that definitely doesn't help the firepower situation for Team 2. And Splash being built for... Oh, if you're going for Teleporter, that's going to be amazing. You're going to try to assassinate somebody on Team 2 side of the map. Oh, he doesn't go for it. Just in case, I guess. Just in case. Stops production of the YOLO. Team 2 spots the YOLO. We have an army down the middle from Trojan, and we have an army down from the north. Again, we have mexes being eliminated. Those mexes would be eliminated by the units anyways. Might as well move over here to the western side. We have a base that tries to get online. And Billy Nuke lands to the north. Looks like Team 1, somebody has... Yep, there it is. Billy Nuke is online. Actually, probably should have targeted this army, to be honest with you. We have 2 chickens taking northward, which would give a little bit of assistance to Team 2's army going that way, but... And we do see it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There's that height advantage coming in nice and handy. There's a plateau, and Team 1 can't get to that side of the map fast enough, which means that chicken might have a huge advantage on that artillery and nuke from Team 1. Nuke is inbound again. The SMD is down, and Free MP is in the base. He's not going anywhere anytime soon, and there goes the nuke. Boom! Nice nuke from Team 1. Lovely, lovely nuke. I think that was from Arima, I think. Oh, yeah, 116,000 mass killed with that one nuke. And there comes that chicken. The chicken's actually coming in the range of the PD. It could move a tiny smidgen forward and take out the shielding and the SMD. The SMD is... Oh, it's being... the shield is being assisted. We have a parashield that came in and helped. That was close. That was very, very close. Team 1 was about to lose that SMD. And if Team 2 had a nuke, which they do, and it was loaded, which it is, that's not looking good. Shields are pretty much down. Pigeons are going down. And Nunya says GG's. His base is, again, pretty much gone. Yeah, this was close. That SMD going down. Strap Bomber's inbound. Going to go for a second attempt on that SMD. They will not. Oh, they almost got it. Needed one more. And then Ion Storm is gone. That air wind. Oh, I missed it. Apologies. It looks like it was in favor for Team 1 for sure. And that's not good. Team 2 had a little bit of an advantage, but Team 1 had roughly the same, and they lost only 100. So it was a 3-to-1 kill ratio. Really, really good kill ratio for Team 1. That's been very, very good for Zab in the air facility department or air unit department, with 1, 2, 3 bases nuked at least at some point. Air grid is essentially gone. T3 air is still there, but not for long. And the base now for Trojan is going down. And the base here for Team 1's, Team 2's, who is that? Alfie going down. I blocked mass. He teleported in. He did go for it. There goes the nuke. Again, he is being shot by Trojan. He only has T2 on board. Splash Online helping quite nicely kill off the everything. And Overcharge going to wipe out a P-Gen maybe. Shielding being built. We have a couple of PD there. Does have to be careful because artillery is raining in on this position from Team 1. So you might actually be better off to hide underneath shield coverage. PD being built. We have Team 1 bombers inbound for I-block mass. A nuke is inbound once again. I-block mass will be killed off. I don't know why he didn't go underneath the shield coverage, but he did go for it nonetheless. Killed off a bunch of stuff in Alfie's base. And it's going to set Team 1 up to pretty much take it home. That nuke, 116. This nuke, 84,000. Makes me think the nuke was shot down. There's no SM. Oh, there goes the nuke. Never mind. Kaboom! There goes another base, this time for Sapir. So we've had 4 of the 6 bases nuked for Team 2. Teleporter started for Trojan just to get something. And artillery is now done for Team 1. Second artillery piece, almost half done for Arima. He gets another SMD just in case. Love the backup. Don't like how close it is to the edge. But still, he's actually moving chickens in the way just in case. Another nuke is inbound from Team 1. That'll be base number 5 nuked. And it is going to be that base. And with that, that is going to be pretty much game for Team 1. Not very much more viable situations for Team 2. It does look like all the free MP stuff is gone. He transferred everything else over. Why not nuke this, lol, says Johnny Jr. Well, you could nuke it, but I feel like this is just a bigger enticing object because it's cost mass, not produce. Yeah. The Novaks, the P-Gens, the engineers, that sort of thing. It does make, I mean, the power alone is pretty much worth it, especially at this stage. And boom! Every time I say like the and then I wait and then boom, it sounds like I'm going to sneeze. Like, chew, kind of thing. But 5th of the 6 bases has been nuked. And that just leaves Trojan's base not nuked. And I feel like maybe Team 1 might close it out. 199,000 mass killed. Another Billy nuke to the north goes after the Fat Boys. There is an inbound army. But Team 2 has a lot to chew through. If Team 1 didn't have the 2 chickens there, I'd say maybe this base is dead. And the other base for Nunya is dead. But again, there's still a lot of other stuff for Team 1 to chew through. Don't tell me artillery's targeting land units. They are. Nuke no loaded, says Johnny. It's almost loaded. 199,000 mass killed. YOLO was abandoned. And Nuke 200,000 mass killed for I-block mass. And there's the battle in the north. I feel like this is the last final battle of the game besides just a couple of experimentals and nuke or 2 for Team 1. And it's UEF and Cybran versus UEF and Seraphim with a little bit of Aeon thrown in there. Team 1 Bombers inbound. And Team 1 Bombers gone. Billy Nuke inbound right in the middle. Not a great placement there. Oh, and it gets redirected from a Loyalist. We have Bomber inbound with its new logo. Gonna drop right on top of those Percs. He's trying to avoid the ones from his teammate. Doesn't clip any of them. Clips only those ones. So that the rest of T3 support is gone. Here comes the Billy Nuke right on top of Ice. No good. And does not get it shot down in time. He doesn't die because he was underneath shield coverage, but he does lose engineers. There is that loss. We have 3 chickens down here. We have another chicken dead here for Team 1 and Team 2. This chicken's probably going to die. These forces are done. We have that megalith that was... I thought there was a megalith somewhere. I guess it died. And we still have the 2 players for Team 2 in the north. And then... is that... did I miss a kill? No, because Free MP died in that nuke. So yeah, it's only 2 comms left for Team 2. And Team 2 recalls. 50.5 minutes on the clock. Team 1 wins it at 50:36 on the clock. MVPs for me, I mean, the air plays from Johnny Jr. in the early game were very, very good. Killed off a comm, helped killed off another comm, went after another comm and another comm. He just was relentless with those things. And then Team 1's air control and micro from Zab was very, very good against air forces that were bigger than him in most instances. So nice micro there. The nukes were really good from Team 1 in the south. I mean, Team 2 had some fighting back, but it's just, it wasn't enough. They had a lot of momentum going, and then Team 1 pushed them back. And then Team 2 came back. They just didn't come back fast enough, I think. And maybe this would have been a vector for Team 2 to maybe win it, at least in some degree. It would have wiped out, again, these 2 bases at a minimum, but It just wasn't enough time, and Team 1 was able to respond quite nicely. That is the benefit of being so knit together, is that you have a pool of resources and you can divvy them a shorter distance versus, you know, one over here, 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 and you have to like walk all the way over there kind of thing. But sometimes it's just how the way that goes and the game goes. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, because why not at this point at 50 minutes on the clock, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see all of you in the next one.